Well, hello. Welcome. Welcome to the podcast, you guys, on video. Can you believe it? Because I can't. This is the trial run. So bear with me here, but surprise, Happy New Year. This has been a long time goal of mine that I've made zero effort to make happen. And there's something about 2026 that I was like, you know what? This is it. This is the year we're doing it. Gonna be real honest. I can't promise you I'm always gonna look this put together because a majority of my podcast, at least my solo podcast, for interviews, I do shower, I do get ready for my guests. But when it's just me, a lot of times I'm in my pajamas, a lot of times I'm sipping on a cup of coffee. It could be very early in the morning. So, um, yeah, this is probably as good as it gets. And bear with me when I'm not exactly camera ready, but we're getting on camera anyway. So, I'm excited for this. And I thought, okay, let's do a trial run. Let's test it out. Let's not take it too seriously because up to this point, my podcast has been all about making it fun. And so I'm going to try to continue that trend even on video and not take it too seriously. So I thought, well, it's Friday, right? I think we should start with that's a drum roll. Confession corner. So, if you're just tuning in, because I know we're about to get so many new listeners because we're on video here. Um, if you're not sure what confession corner is, let me just tell you about it real quick. So, confession corner is something that I started with two of my dear friends during COVID, actually, because there were just like things that were happening during COVID that you were so detached from the real world. And like the rules kind of went out the window. And so my friends and I would connect on Marco Polo, which is an app where you can like video record each other or yourself and talk to your people. And so we would do that, and we would just have these moments where we would share funny things that were happening in our lives, like confession corner. I haven't showered out all week because what's the point? We're not going anywhere anyway. Or confession corner. I poured my first cocktail at 4 p.m. today, just like silly things like that. So that's what confession corner is. It's meant to be lighthearted. Oh my goodness, can we speak? And most of the time, it's simply me just throwing myself under the bus and telling you something that's been on my mind or confessing something that I've kind of been navigating behind the scenes, and making it a little lighthearted because we got to do that. That's what's kept me going year after year in this business. So, confession corner. The confession is, okay, you guys, the other day I posted on my Instagram and I have this free program starting this Sunday, 2 days from now, called 3 Weeks Deep. And I made this Instagram post to tell you about it, to invite you in, which, yeah, there are some amazing people that have joined me. And I'm so thankful, so excited for this program. But in this caption, I said something that I have regretted since I pressed post. And I'm like, should I edit it? What should I do? And I'm like, it is what it is. But I can acknowledge that the words that I used didn't feel good to me. And I want to explain why. So, what I said, should I pull it up? Can I do this now that you can see what I'm doing and it's not awkward silence? Okay. So, sorry, I didn't plan for it. There's no plan. We're just winging it. Okay, so I said in 2026 is here, and instead of doing more, I'm going back to the basics. This is true. Back to the foundation that created real change, so much change, new opportunities, all the opportunities, and unshakable confidence in my own life. Okay. That's the part that I actually hate. Because here's the thing. Have I gained confidence over the years? Yes, because actually, like even doing a video podcast, when I started my podcast, it was already so cringy to hear my voice. And now we're going to add the layer of seeing my face and all the awkward things I do and expressions that I make. Um, and I've continued to show up despite not feeling the most confident. And when you do that, I have had people actually, clients have asked me, like, how do I gain more confidence? You keep showing up. Confidence isn't something that just like happens overnight. Confidence is something that we build over time. But to say that I have gained unshakable confidence would be just a blatant lie. And so, yes, I said it, but also, yes, we're addressing it here because that's how I roll. Accountability, authenticity. Here we are. Here's the thing. I have been brought to my knees on this journey, you guys. My confidence has been shot. I have had moments where I am like, who the hell am I to do this? What am I actually thinking? Why would anyone um, pay me? Why would anyone want to listen to me? Why would anyone want to read my posts? Why would anyone want me to come speak to their team? I have had these moments where I have doubted myself so deeply that it has literally brought me to my knees. So I can't say that truthfully that the confidence has been unshakable. However, I have somehow managed to pick myself up and dust myself off every single time. And that to me, I think maybe unwavering confidence would have been the better choice of words. Maybe resilience would have been the best choice of words. And so I'm sharing this with you because I'm never trying to put on a facade or for a front. And if you've been here, I share the journey, the highs and the lows. And this is a huge piece of it because when I started, I think I started with next to no confidence. And in what I was building and creating and putting out into the world and the way that I was going to support you. I was living on a hope and a dream, holding on tight, hoping for the best, trying to align with the universe, trusting in just the law of attraction, trusting that my thoughts are the most important thing, trusting in myself, trusting that I've done hard things before and here I am. But the confidence itself, it has grown. It has grown significantly because at this point, I do think that people pay me to do what I do. And I believe that I deserve to be paid very well for what it is that I do. And I couldn't have said that just a few years ago. I didn't have that confidence in myself a few years ago. My voice, this podcast, you guys, when I started this podcast, I re-recorded, which may have been better because we would have cut out things like that. But I re-recorded episodes all the time. I think my first episode I recorded 4 times before I let it go live. And every episode after that, probably like the first 10 episodes, I at least re-recorded every single one at least one time, if not twice. And then I got to a point that I started just accepting, you know what? I'm not perfect. You know what? I have a slight lisp at times and it comes out at the most inconvenient moments. I stumble over my words. I get phrases and sayings wrong. I misquote people. I write Instagram captions and then I have second thoughts about them. Like this is this is just who I am. So am I the most confident person that you've ever met? I don't know about that, but what I do know is that I have enough confidence in myself and what I stand for and who I am and why I'm here and what my purpose is that I'm willing to keep showing up completely imperfectly. And I think that's the biggest piece. And when I think about this program that I'm hosting, which is completely free, by the way, it's a 3-week program where I'm supporting you in your own self discovery. And this is going to be so much about what we're talking about because what's the date even? What date is it? It is January 9th. I'm so curious if you're listening, how many of you have already fallen off of your New Year's resolutions because it happens to the best of us. And what I find is that for many of us, when things don't go exactly as we plan, we have a little detour, maybe there's a little bump in the road, maybe we actually like get knocked on our ass. For a lot of us, that means like, oh, well, this isn't meant for me then. This just isn't meant what I meant to do. I knew I couldn't do it. That was silly to even think that I could be doing that or achieving that. And that's just not the case. The confidence that you want, the evidence that you want, it comes after you get knocked on your ass, you blow the New Year's resolution, you go back to the old habit. It's in the moments that we choose to step back in. And when we choose to step back in over and over and over again, and each time we do that, we become more and more confident. And each time we do that, we get closer and closer to our goals. And like I said, me doing a video podcast, I didn't have the confidence to do this a couple years ago. I didn't. But I have been working so hard on just doing things like a podcast, like getting up in front of a group of professionals in a corporate setting and talking and speaking and showing up as, my highest self, my best self, my most confident self, even in the moments that I actually don't feel confident at all. Do you think I felt like overly confident to press record on this for the first time? I'm like, oh well, if worst case, it'll just be a draft that no one will ever see. But I'm actually committed to posting this just because that's the whole point. It doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be so poised. It doesn't mean that it has to be this perfect path where we never veer off. But what I want to teach you and show you is how to get back on track when you get off of the track. How to not let one mistake or one failure be the thing that makes you toss in the towel on potentially exactly what you're meant to be doing. And how goals are meant to be long term. It's not meant to be this new year, new me. I'm going to just wake up on Monday and be a whole new person, because I tried that method for years and it just doesn't work. It doesn't work. It's about sustainability, it's about longevity, and it's about resilience. And when we choose this path, when we choose the path in no matter what, doing it no matter how ridiculous it sounds or feels, or regardless of what they think, because that was a big one for me too, let me tell you. All the little stories that I like to tell myself about what that's you, were thinking about me. Those are the type of things that hold us back. But when we can push all of that aside and show up anyway, decide what we want is more important than all of that anyway, that's where the confidence is built. And it's probably not ever going to be unshakable, because we probably will be knocked to our knees often. But we can strengthen it, we can build it just like a muscle. We can practice it over and over again so that it becomes routine, so that's not actually that scary. If somebody thinks this video sucks, well, I hope the next one's better for you. It's like, it's just not that serious, you guys. It's not that serious and it's not that deep, but we put really high expectations on ourselves. And when things don't go our way, we get really, really hard on ourselves. So, this is what I am teaching in my 3 weeks deep program. It actually starts this Sunday. The beauty about this program is, number one, have I said it's free? It's completely free. And I keep saying this because I haven't done anything free for 3 years, to be exact. 3 years, because I had this shift in my business where I decided, the confidence coming into play, I was like, you know what I do is good enough for people to actually pay me. And I still believe that. I still feel that deeply. And I want to support more of you. And I know that financial barriers are a real thing. And I know that every conversation that I have these days is about the economy or about how expensive groceries are, gas, or et cetera, et cetera. And it's like, I just want to be able to support the people that want the support without the barrier of finances. So that's the first really really cool thing about this program. But the second thing is that it is a community. It's open for 21 days. It's me going all in with you. We are going to outline some of your goals, but we're not just going to write a bunch of shit on a piece of paper and hope that it sticks. We are going to do self discovery, and that's the other thing. I think that a lot of people are like, "Oh, you're a self discovery coach." Like, cool. What does that actually mean? I want to show you what that means, because it is me getting to know myself is the thing that has allowed me to keep going, because I know when I get really sensitive, and I know when I actually really want to quit, and I know my own cycles and when I'm at my best and when I am more sensitive. I know how I let other people impact me. I know what I need to be studying, to be involving myself in. I know the people that I need to be associating with to motivate me. But this didn't just come from me just like spending a couple years figuring it out. This is like deep exploration of me getting really, really clear on what are the things that always hold me back. What are the beliefs? What are the stories that I tell myself about what you're saying about me, or about just what I'm saying about me, about what's possible for me? What's the truth that's around me? What's the evidence that I've seen that actually doesn't really line up with where I want to go? And it's when we get clear on all these things that we can come up with an actual game plan. So that's what we're doing together. It's self discovery through journaling. And if you're like, ooh, journaling, especially if you're a guy, you're probably like, ew, journaling. All it is a piece of paper and a pen. It's a place for you to reflect. It's a place for you to gather data, whichever you prefer. And it's something for you to come back to. Because I think that's another place that we go wrong with our goals, is we just set them and forget them. And that also has never worked for me. So it's me guiding you through journaling exercises. It's a community where you can come and share as much or as little, because I respect that too. Some things are meant for us, as you want to, but it's for me to be able to hold you accountable to what it is that you say that you want. And there's going to be opportunities for hot seat coaching, which is so fun. Literally my favorite thing. It's an opportunity for you to come in and tell me what you've been navigating or where you always find the bumps in the road. And then I'm going to help you move past those. The other thing that I really want to say about this is that this program is for men as well. And I have had some men in my orbit that talk some crap or are frustrated because most of the things I do are for women. And that's true. This podcast is really the only current offering that I have for men or a corporate speaking engagement. I obviously serve males there as well, but I haven't been supporting males one-on-one. I don't have retreats for men. And so this is the opportunity. It's come one, come all. I'd love it if you join me. And I actually like shout out to the men that want to do this work. Shout out to the men that are willing to do this work. I'm always so taken back when a man shows up and puts their energy into something like this, because it's different. And I think when we want different things in our lives, we have to start showing up differently. So if you're a man, that's your personal invitation. And if you're a woman, you know you're always invited. But all right, you guys, I wanted to make this short and sweet. I'm gonna have to figure out how to do show notes, because this is a whole new system. So if everything just works out to my favor today, I get this posted and live, I am going to link the group in the show notes, and all you have to do is click the link. and it will ask me to let you in, and I will allow you to join the group. We start this Sunday. The other thing I want to mention is that there's 4 live calls, but it is not required that you are on the live calls to participate in this group. There will be a replay available for each call. While I'd love to have you there live, you're also more than welcome to access it on a replay. So don't let the call schedule hold you back. And yeah, bold, big change starts with bold action. So if this feels like a stretch for you, if you're like, I kind of want to do it, but I'm a little apprehensive, I'm not really sure if it's for me, what's the worst that can happen? And what's the best that can happen? So I hope you'll join me. Linking it here. Welcome to video podcasting, all new, so exciting. And no promises on how long it takes me to actually officially roll this out, because I have episodes that have been audio only with podcast guests that I still want to post for you. And honestly, I'm not really sure. I'm on 2 platforms right now, so we're working out the details. But this is how you do it. This is how you do it. You don't think it all the way through. You don't have to have all the answers to start. You just get started, and the rest will fall into place, I promise. So, unshakable confidence doesn't exist. However, you can build confidence to a place that you can get up even when you get knocked down, and just become more and more confident in what it is that you're doing. And I hope you'll join me in 3 weeks deep, and I can tell you more about how. Bye, guys. Oh, that's not the right button. First time stopping. Here we go. Ready? Bye.